business users spend up to 80% of their time on data preparation, which delays the work of analysis and decision making. Several challenges contribute to this situation, and Power Query helps address many of them. So 80% of their time to prepare the data. It's not analyzing data. It's not thinking what to do with the results that we see in the data. So making decisions. It's time spent on just making data ready to then look at it and then make decisions. It's a lot of time. So Power Query can help us reduce that time and then make better use of our time to make decisions with data insights that we get from the data, the sets that we collect. How does it help with data acquisition? Why is Power Query helping us with that? Well, you will see that connecting with data is easy. Power Query offers us the possibility to connect with different types of data sources, but the user experience with connecting with those different sources, the way we connect to those is very similar from source to source. So we get used to to the interface, and it makes us feel more comfortable with trying new types of connections. And the process, the big thing about Power Query is this third topic here: prepare the data reshaping process once, refresh next time. So this is what one of the main things Power Query is about. It's a tool that you can use. You will have the work once. You explain to Excel through Power Query what you need it to do, what you want to be done with the data in the data source. Sometimes it's not very clean, sometimes it's not organized, and you can organize all those steps and have that work done once. Sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes, depending on how the data is and how we need the data to be, it can be a little bit challenging in some steps, not all of them. But once you figured it out and once that work is done, then the next time is all about just make sure the new data is in the proper place, hit the button, refresh or refresh all, and get your data ready. At least for the most, a big part of situations. That could be situations where, well, then I have these many different sources and I have to do these other steps. But in many circumstances, that's what you need to do and what you need to know. As you know, in Excel, a spreadsheet has a little bit over 1 million rows, each sheet. But with Power Query, because you don't need to really load the data physically, you can keep it in the data model. That's how we call it, or just as a connection. But if you need to do an analysis, you will have to load it to the data model. We will talk about that later. But just to tell you that Power Query can handle big volumes of data, and that's okay. You don't be afraid, even if it goes beyond the Excel spreadsheet limits, number of rows. And you can use Power Query to update your data when you want, or you can even schedule to update it every X minutes or hours or whatever. Okay, so that's one of the functionalities you need to be aware.